I guess maybe he. Mhm.
Hello, welcome everyone to these Pleiadian Sunday schools, as they've called them, underneath the umbrella of Cosmic Starseed Academy. Today's date is the 16th of March, 2025, and I apologize. We are running late and it's totally my fault. But we were waiting on Dennis as well, so it's kind of, yes,
Uh-huh.
that's right. And it is 3:33 here in Ireland. So, um, without any further ado, this week was meant to be last week. Week 6 was meant to be last week, but there was a message that they wanted to share last week. So that's what I did instead. So this week should be week 7 of Ascension, but it is in fact week 6 of past lives and clearing your own. So, um, so let's begin. Um, Dennis, would you be okay to do the prayers?
All right. I'll begin with the law of one prayer. I'll repeat it 3 times. It is quite short and invite all to say it along or with me. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks that this is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done. It is so.
Oh.
And I will share the I am mantra. I am the light.
Oh.
I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. All right. Welcome, Rob.
Dennis, please can you hold the space? I need to take some notes.
All right.
Let me just put myself on mute. Okay, I was just receiving some information there that I'd actually received, I think it was in 2019, and for some reason I keep forgetting it, which I think is also relevant. I think that's a collective thing. I think a lot of us keep forgetting the same or similar information with the same in the same theme or field, and I'll go into that in a bit, but I'm just going to go into the into the channeling. We are welcoming, we are delighted you are here, welcoming you into this higher energy, higher dimension, higher wisdom, higher knowledge, higher force field, higher energy, higher vibration, higher timeline. Thank you for being with us, for showing up, for hearing the call that was sent out to far and wide in the universe from Earth, from specific light beings who we've mentioned before, and we've mentioned this before, and yet we haven't named names of these beings, but we've rather just called them light beings that witnessed on Earth and from above the state of play of humanity and what was going on. And this male being of light put out a call to the universe. And this was received, which is partly why so many of you starseeds are here on Earth now. The information that Soma was talking about just now, that she's been given since 2019 or around then, is of Atlantis, and very much to do with past lives. And we were showing her just now again, because she often forgets not just this piece of information, but other transmissions and channelings that we, and downloads that we do, and telepathic messages and images that we do share with her. Being able to record on devices is a great thing for so many of you when you step into this, because when you step into this higher energy that includes us and connect with us, so many of you, when you come back, find it difficult to remember. And the same can be said of past lives. You've had thousands of past lives since Atlantis, and even before that, some on Earth, some off Earth, on star nations such as ours, the Pleiades star system. You've had thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes. Many, many lifetimes, and lifetimes with Jesus, or a lifetime with Jesus. There are so many more scenes than you are led to believe. Let us say that again. There are so many more scenes than you are led to believe. So many of you have a very strong connection to Jesus, who was well known and very loved by so many during his lifetime on Earth. The lifetime we want to address today, now, whether you're watching now or watching in the future now, is the lifetime of Atlantis, because this is a core or root or source of all lifetimes. This was a lifetime of foundation for future lifetimes, the lifetime in Atlantis. So when you go back to this as being a core lifetime or a root lifetime, when you go back and heal this lifetime, you are healing all lifetimes that came after Atlantis, including this lifetime now that you are embodying in physical form, physical human form, partly human. So let us begin with a meditation to heal this lifetime. We will give chance, opportunity, space for questions after this. Activation is kind of the wrong word. Kind of. But it is somewhat an activation, somewhat an initiation, and most definitely a healing of your Atlantis past life. We had not disclosed or let Soma know that, although we did share that this session would be past lives, we didn't disclose the full information to her or anyone that that's what this session would be, is healing the core, the root, the foundation that everything, all the past lives have followed. So let us go back and begin with a meditation to gently guide you into, thank you, into a higher awareness, a higher mind state. So if you can, take a seat and close your eyes if you wish. Hands on your lap or where comfortably possible, and be warm. Feet on the ground or the floor. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Down to your belly and hold it for as long as comfortably possible, and then breathe out through your mouth as heavily as you want it to be, making a sound if you want to, if you feel comfortable and are alone. And do that 2 or 3 more times. This would also be good, this session, for Kathy. And visualize, see, sense, see, smell. The sense of smell may sound funny to some, but many of you work clairvoyantly with this extrasensory, is not even accurate, but extrasensory perception or ability or gift or awareness. Many of you work with this. Which is often, thank you, which is often termed a clairvoyant, one of the clairvoyant sisters. Many of you have been asking Soma who she channels. Is it Ashtar or the Pleiadian collective? we would just like to briefly mention that we are the Pleiadian collective, although Ashtar is our spokesperson. And while he speaks for us, we also work telepathically. So as he speaks, he includes our collective telepathic messages. So visualize, see, sense, smell, whichever you are predominant in. It is normally sight and the third eye, psychic sight, normally. See a tunnel or a line of beautiful white energy, like a train track, but an etheric one, with beautiful lights going back to Atlantis. It might not be a train track, it might, might be a ship or a UFO spacecraft that you get on to as you walk up the steps and you become aware, of this brilliant white light within the ship, the UFO craft, spaceship, which is ours. A beautiful light, so strong, and yet it doesn't seem to have a source. It is just there, coming from everywhere within the ship. We no doubt will explain how this works in a future channeling, how this light can be so bright and yet seemingly have no source, no light bulb, no switch to turn it on and off. It is just ever present. It is a natural energy force that we have learned to tap into. And the floor is white tiles that seem to emanate light as well. The ceiling is white, emanating light. And there are large windows at the front of the ship. It is quite a small ship this time, circular. Beautiful energy. You will notice different seating in different places. Very, what you would call open plan. Small enough. And the seating is of your choosing. Whether you choose a chair with a straight back or a couch. Funny enough, perhaps even a beanbag where you can sink into and go deeper and deeper. Almost falling asleep in a peaceful, blissful state of being. You begin to notice blue light orbs becoming visible. Maybe 2 or 3 inches from your face. these orbs become bigger and brighter, more solid, as we are able to solidly manifest in front of your eyes. So you can see us in the way that Soma sees us, the vast majority of the time, and know that Jesus is also present now on this ship. As we fold up the exit of stairs that lead down to the earth, you feel the ship begin to move, hum, making a sound of humming, which is very often a sign of us. When you hear this, so many of you report sounds, strange humming sounds. This is a sign, a significant sign of us or other craft in your vicinity. When you hear this frequency, this humming sound, let us take you back to a journey of your lifetime in Atlantis, or rather, the first lifetime of yours in Atlantis. Let us take you on a journey back there. You can feel your feet on the ground in Atlantis, where things went drastically wrong, dramatically wrong. So many of you were duped into choosing a wrong timeline. Although we say that loosely, because at a higher level there are no mistakes ever. So feel your feet on the earth during your first lifetime in Atlantis. And in that lifetime, go back to before your DNA was changed, before negative ET energy landed on your earth, before that. Go back to Atlantis that was pure, unmanipulated, unchanged, that contained you. Contained is the wrong word, but where you existed in a higher frequency, a higher energy, a higher vibration, a higher awareness, to the point you were able to communicate with us telepathically daily, and the likes of us, such as Lyran and others, of a positive, loving energy, sometimes to the extreme of love times 1,000, which can be quite emotional and tearful for many of you. Go back to that time in Atlantis when you breathed the purest air, probably the purest it has ever been on your planet. Most likely, it has been deteriorating since then. In fact, not just the air, but everything on your planet has been deteriorating since then. much like fruit that has gone bad. It is time now to reseed that fruit with new seeds. So visualize an apple. An apple is very relevant in your biblical texts, which is why we are using that example. And there is more that we will share about that in future downloads that Soma is not aware of. An apple, a snake. We would like to show you a relevance there of the Adam's apple and the snake being reptilian. So it is concerning Adam's apple and humanity, human beings, and snake energy, which represents negative ET energy, whether it be lizard, reptilian, much the same thing. There is a war that has been on your planet since the downfall of Atlantis, and even before that, in other similar, such as Lemuria. So visualize, see, sense, feel Atlantis around you. Your feet, your bare feet on the earth. You can see enormous trees in the distance, mountains, sun beaming so strongly. You're able to communicate with the sun, with us, with angels, with animals, with plants, with trees, with it all. You're able to communicate with the universe as if it was in front of you, as if you were part of it, because you are part of it all. And you had a very direct connection in those days to everything that exists, whether it is us in the form of channeling or telepathic communication. You were also all healers operating on a higher frequency, with a higher DNA, with a higher awareness, with a higher frequency, with a higher vibration, with a higher sound, with a higher sense of knowing, living in a higher dimension on Earth, with a higher DNA, with a higher frequency, with a higher energetic blood, physically, energetically higher blood, as did everything else have a higher frequency, from trees to plants to insects to birds to animals, all had a higher frequency, not just humans. We've not shared this before through Soma, or perhaps any other, perhaps, but it was not just, and this is new information for Soma, although it is pretty obvious when you think about it. But humans were not the only species that were negatively adapted through their DNA. Your animals, your plants, your trees, your herbs, even Mother Earth has been negatively tampered with. The DNA of animals, the DNA of plants, the DNA of trees, of herbs, of fruit, of food, substance, fruits, vegetables, plants, herbs, trees have all been altered on a DNA level. All of them. Soma was not aware of this before today. So visualize back in Atlantis with your feet on the earth, and everything around you is operating at a higher frequency, not just you, but you are able to also telepathically communicate with the birds, the trees, the plants, the crystals, the minerals, the grains of sand, and each other in your present time. But also in future times, you were able to communicate telepathically, which is why sometimes, and this might be little known even to Soma, but this is why sometimes you are able to dream of the past and the present and the future. So again, visualize your feet in Atlantis, and you are able to communicate with everything in the past, present, future, and now, which includes each other, which includes the trees, the birds, the plants, the animals, the grains of sand, the salts, the seeds, the minerals, everything. This was before a time when your DNA was changed. It was a time when you were able to telepathically communicate with each other, with everything in existence, even God's source. You were great healers. You were great warriors. You were great human beings. See a tree in front of you now, perhaps in a small or large forest, and you can see an apple, which is relevant. It is a story, part of your history, that has been changed, inverted. Using dark magic, there are elements of dark magic that runs through that story. And much of that story is hidden from you, from the masses. But pick an apple, or an orange, or a banana. It doesn't have to be an apple. If you are finding resistance in choosing an apple, given everything you've been led to believe, you can choose any piece of fruit or vegetable and pick seeds and plant these seeds now from the fruit. You see a stream in front of you, or to your left or to your right. Plant these seeds and water them. Cup the water in your hands, if you need to, and place your feet on top of the seed, the earth, making it slightly more secure with your weight on top. And then water it some more again. Send healing light. Send love. These seeds represent you now. And these seeds contain all of you. The you that was the purest form of you, of humanity, in Atlantis before Jump forward in your mind before the negative agendas, ET energies landed, or even before they became aware of you, because they did observe you for quite some time from above the earth before they invaded Atlantis. They observed you for quite some time. So these seeds that you've just planted in the earth, in your purest Atlantean energy, send these seeds healing, love, frequency, higher vibration, higher energy. Send them everything you've got to the highest degree that you've got them in that lifetime in Atlantis before you were observed above by negative ET craft. You begin to you begin to become aware that these seeds are flowing, moving in front of you, beneath your feet, growing, moving forward and forward and forward and forward, and each forward movement and stop and forward movement and stop. Each stop is a lifetime. You begin to become aware beneath the ground, these seeds, you can observe them in your mind's eye. You see what is happening beneath the surface of the earth with these seeds, how they are growing, moving forward, each time sprouting new seeds and new seeds and new seeds and new seeds. And you begin to become aware and understand that these seeds, these new seeds and new seeds and new seeds, each one represents a future lifetime of yours. And from this purest energy of you in Atlantis before, it is very important to make sure that you see yourself in Atlantis now before you were observed from above by negative ET energy in a very real craft. So jump forward before to the very beginning of Atlantis, your very first lifetime there. And from that space, send the strongest, the highest healing, love, frequency, energy, vibration, sound. Love times 1,000. Send it to all of those seeds beneath the earth. Send it with a powerful force of love. To every past lifetime you have had. To now. Thank you. Visualize you, the earth, and the seeds beneath the earth. And if you look at the camera now, just briefly, we are trying to show you what we are showing Soma. So visualize you on the earth with your feet, bare feet, there is a stream to your right or left. And then there is the seeds that you have just laid beneath the earth. And then we are also showing Soma an image of a circle that has risen from these seeds from the ground. So these seeds come up and out of the ground and create a circle and go back down into the ground. This is an energetic importance of energy. And this circle is as tall as you, taller than you, and as wide or wider than your arm width when you spread your arms. And you begin to see that there is more than one circle, energetic circle. There are hundreds, thousands of them going down the path where the seeds are laid. Stand yourself again in Atlantis, in your purest form, before any negative ET energies appeared in craft above your earth. Visualize this, you, back then. Visualize this now. And then these circles you see are becoming several of them are becoming one larger circle. Send this energy of you in Atlantis to the end seed over here somewhere. Send it down this line of seeds and send it to this end point, which is you now. So send it in, thank you, send it in both directions. Send it from the first seed that you just planted in the earth, and also send it to this one now, this lifetime, this seed now. Send it in both directions. So it, oh, I see. Okay, send it in both directions so it goes up and meets in this circle or circles. So it goes in every direction, filling up any empty, thank you, gaps, spaces, empty, dark gaps or energy or spaces. Fill it with life, fill it with love, fill it with vibration, frequency, energy. Fill it with love times 1,000. Fill this whole line, this whole lineages of past lives. Send it rapidly, fast. Send it at a zoom ratio, at instantly, so it moves any blockages quickly. You could even visualize water, healing water, instead of or as well as energy. Water with a force, powerful, clean water from the source of Atlantis, where there were many sources of water that were clean and pure and from the earth, untainted by anything that you directed in that lifetime, healing energy to the water. And it was not limited to just the water. There were animals, there were plants, there were crystals that are well known of in Atlantis that you used for healing. After you had sent energy into them. You did this with everything. You did this with crystals. You did this with plants. You did this with herbs. You did this with each other. You did this with animals, with birds. You did this with each other. Illness was almost non-existent at that time. Any questions before we move on or draw this to a somewhat of a close?
I have a question. What did we eat? And even did we need to eat?
You didn't need to eat.
Yeah.
But some of you ate for pleasure. Fruit, herbs, light, liquid light, energy. Many of you drank the healing waters as a form of daily ritual and healing and cleansing to bring oomph to your physical beings, your physical vessels. And when those negative energies did invade you, everything of what you had became less and less and less and less. Predominantly because your DNA was changed. Your bodies became different, heavier, denser, sick. So much changed. So much changed at that time. The trees began to wilt, become sick. The plants, the fruit, the vegetables, the food sources, the animals, the insects, all became overcome, infiltrated with a dark energy. A lower frequency, a lower vibration. But originally you did not need to. Although some of you chose to, purely for pleasure, for the taste, which was very different, divine. We are happy to take one, perhaps two more questions, if you have any. While we are still in this vessel, Soma Aral, we would invite you to share your experience of the healing of that lifetime in Atlantis. We would like to begin with Susan.
To share this healing just now.
Yes, we would like to invite you to share what you saw when we were doing the healing the Atlantean past life.
I mean, I feel I can kind of, just feel just the purity, the frequency, the essence, just how everything was just so pristine and in divine order. It was, a profound exercise or healing. With the planting and the bringing of the water and the tapping and then standing on it and then bringing in the circles of light and bringing that through, to today. It was, really quite powerful and beautiful.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
I guess I have a question is it's, like I said, a powerful healing. Is that enough doing it, or should I even ask if it's enough doing it here? Is that something, I guess, to be repeated, or is once enough?
It is always beneficial to repeat. Because even if the work is done, that energy will always add to it and increase it. Always. So even when the work is done, even when the sick are healed, even when the work is done, that energy is always of benefit. Whether it is healing a past life in Atlantis, which is instrumental in healing the now. It is making that which is already there stronger, stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Like adding layers or seals of levels of seals is a good word. Levels of protection of seals of, we do not mean the animal. Levels of protection. We would like to ask the same thing of Rob and Dennis.
Okay, am I on here? I find it very exhilarating. I saw many multicolors of light flowing through the whole area. Very light. Um, just very peaceful. Really, it is really enjoyable. Really good.
Did you hear any sounds?
Hmm, maybe birds, maybe. But not really. Um, just the energies and the feeling and all that kind of stuff.
Wonderful.
Just really good to know because I didn't even think about that until this meditation here, and then I thought, okay, it's all coming to focus now. So, but I do believe we're all very powerful people. I feel that way, especially now. I feel extremely powerful. If I need to move a mountain, I say, okay, mountain, move. So, um, but yeah, it's but very empowering, very good. But I really don't have the words for it.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, thanks.
We were aware that you could hear or would have heard the sound, which is why we asked the question. And Dennis,
Thank you. No, I don't have anything to share on this right now. Thank you.
is that because you didn't see anything?
Yeah, I wasn't able to engage 100% in the meditation, so it's something I'll have to do later.
Okay. And did you experience anything? You don't have to share what it was, but did you?
Yes, I had quite a lot of recollection.
And did you see Soma? Hello? I don't know what
Hello.
I don't know what happened there, but it said recording in progress. and I hadn't touched anything, and I thought it was recording.
It stopped for a moment and then restarted immediately.
Okay, so I don't know why that was, because it wasn't me.
You
That's
you
fine.
dropped off.
Oh, I did. Okay. So what were they asking? Yeah. So did you see me?
No, no. It's a meditation that I will follow later.
Okay. So what the reason I'm asking is because when I was doing it, they were showing me and leading me what to do, and when I was doing that, I was seeing it myself, which is how I've always led meditations. I see it and then just, say that. I don't always say that, I'm seeing it as well, but so I was back in Atlantis and I was seeing the three of you. I was seeing Dennis very clearly and Susan very clearly, and Rob. I was aware he was there, but I wasn't seeing him that clearly. I was seeing him, but he was kind of stood over to the side more. So it wasn't as strong. But yeah, I was seeing Dennis and you, Susan, which doesn't surprise me at all. So I don't know if, yeah, can I pause it here and we can thanks, Susan. So I wanted to say something and it's completely gone. So, oh yes, that's what it was. Thank you. So that because they're still here. So, and these days I do find that I can channel sometimes with my eyes open, which is why I said thanks, because they were showing me that um sometimes we um let us begin that again. Rephrase that. Most often when we channel through this one and others, we are with you at the same time, hearing your thoughts, reading your energy, and sometimes we will say things to Soma of what you have just thought, and she will not be aware of why we're saying it, but we say things that you have thought to her, if that makes sense. Okay, so how did everyone find today? Was it okay? That's the wrong question, but did you benefit from it?
Yes, of course. It was, yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, great.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
It's good.
And I was wondering, what was I going to ask? I was going to ask a question. Oh yes. Do you guys have any questions?
Did you finish telling us about your experience?
Oh, I think so, but I can go over it again. So normally when I do meditations with people, I see what they're saying before I say it as a meditation. So it's more of a telepathic guided meditation where I get shown in images and telepathic words of what to say and the whole experience. And when I was talking through it, I could see us all there, and myself included. I could see us in Atlantis, and I could see the land and the area they were describing, and the water and the seeds and the circle that rose up from an energetic circle that rose up from the seeds. And I could see you and Dennis very closely standing next to me. So I was, as I'm looking head on, I was looking at myself, which is normal for me. And then Dennis was there to my left. And then Susan, you were next to us. You were next to Dennis. And then Rob was kind of over here a bit. There was a distance, maybe 10 feet or so. And I could see the trees and the plants and the herbs and the animals they kept talking about, and birds. I could see birds. And yeah, it was really beautiful. And then as I'm looking head on my left, there was a lot of light that just seemed energetic. It didn't seem like it was sunlight. It was more energy. I could see a lot of that. And yeah, I thought it was really lovely. I hadn't known what they were going to do or come through. The only thing I had on my list was week 6, past lives and clearing your own. And since 2009, they've been telling me to do a clearing on my own past life in Atlantis, and that is the source of a lot of things went when everything went wrong. So every lifetime since then, and so to go back to the source of that lifetime in Atlantis and heal that, and then every other lifetime will have a knock-on effect, or it will come down the ancestral lineage of our own past lives. So that's what they did today, and I didn't know they were going to do that. But that was the note that I wrote down at the beginning when they first came through today. They took and just that's what they said.
And
I'll
what
read
about?
out.
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go finish.
Oh, I was going to say I'll read out what they wrote, or I wrote what they said. A very kind of shorthand. Atlantis, past lives, core, beginning, essential. Clear that, the source, all of it, and then it's okay. You don't really need to clear the others.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was going to ask, how about the rest of it, where they said bring it on through, all the way through until now, to fill up all the time and space, right?
Yes, and that's an important part of it. So when we send that, all of that energy, that healing, that love, that light, that pure Atlantean energy, when we send that down through the seeds, which represent each of our past lives, we're healing the past lives from the past, because there would have been hundreds, thousands where we were persecuted as sacred people. The Native Americans being a very common one.
Yeah.
But also the Irish and the African and the Maori and the Australian Aborigines, all the sacred people have been persecuted and seeked out since the downfall of Atlantis, because we were the Atlanteans, all those sacred people in history, from the Aborigine to the African to the Native Americans, all the sacred tribes, all the sacred people.
Could that be also
reborn.
Considered? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go on, Susan.
Indigenous, is that a fair term?
Yes.
Because that always comes to mind, indigenous.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And when they said, that they were watching, and I don't know if they use the word tracking, but watching and tracking, seems to me. So I think that's been the same throughout from that time, right? Going forward.
That's what I see. Yeah, you're right, Susan.
Okay.
It's a shame. It's such a shame that most people don't know this stuff. You know, it's
but we just cleared it. So we'll go with that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Dennis, do you want to add anything?
Nope.
Would you like to lead us out in a prayer?
No, thanks.
I'm just visualizing all of the Pleiadian love going to all of us here today, all of you, and to those people watching in the future. Just lots of love to everyone. And well done for showing up this lifetime, and because this is one of the most difficult lifetimes, because of partly because of hugely because of ascension. This is not an easy one at all, because we're rectifying the bad choices we made in Atlantis. It's so prevalent to what's happening now on Earth. Ascension and Atlantis goes hand in hand. It's like a parallel timeline of what occurred in Atlantis. And yet this time we get to make better choices, myself included, because I definitely made wrong decisions and bad choices in Atlantis and did things that I wouldn't do again. And we made those wrong decisions, those bad choices, and we did use black magic. But we did all those things because we were deceived and lied to and manipulated by negative ET energies. In my understanding, that is what happened. So I guess I'm going to sign out for now, guys. Is there anything else anyone would like to say?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this.
All good. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I love you guys.
Yeah, back at you.
I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you.